Now let us start Newton's first law of motion, and which is also called a law of inertia. Now what is inertia? Inertia for rest, inertia for motion, inertia for direction, etc. we have discussed already. Now this is you may say this is one qualitative idea, qualitative definition of a force. Newton's first law defines a force qualitatively. Let's read it. It's crystal clear from the definition itself. It says a body continues its state of rest or of uniform velocity unless it is compelled by an external agency called force to change its state. Again, so one body is there. If it is at a rest, one external agency is required to change its state. If it is in the motion, if it's in uniform velocity, an external agency is required to change its state of uniform velocity. Velocity included direction also, right? So it will be it tends to move in the same direction only, and in order to change the direction also an external agency is required, or in the same direction also if velocity is required to be changed, then also force is required. Or in different words we can say an external force must be applied to overcome the inertia of a body. It's nature's laziness. To get a feel, you can imagine that generally, psychologically we are speaking, a person is very lazy. Lazy means you are not willing to change your state. You are in your comfort zone, right? So you can imagine in a scenario, suppose I am watching constantly movies one after another, and constantly I am chewing, eating something. What will happen? My mass of my body will increase, right? This side, that side, it will be increasing. And if the mass of my body is increasing, my laziness will increase. So inertia is increasing, you may say. So the nature's laziness is inertia. An external force must be applied to overcome the inertia of a body. So the conceptual understanding is clear. Let us take a few examples to understand it better. It's a very simple example that if a head of the hammer is loose, it is taken and we bang it, right? So while in this process, the head becomes a tighten. How does that happen? When we take that head of the hammer, let us say this is the head of the hammer which is slightly loose. I took it, I bang the bottom part here. By doing that, what I do in the process, what happens? The handle also is moving and head also is moving. But when the handle comes to sudden rest, this is a rest of inertia of motion, right? This part is still in motion. So the head, the bottom, the handle came to rest and the head is still moving. That's why it is getting stuck. And by 2-3 times when I do this, the hammer becomes tightened with the handle. Let's consider another example in form of a question which asks, imagine yourself in outer space. Okay, imagine yourself in outer space, far from all gravitational and frictional influences. Frictional influences and the gravitational attractions are not there. Far in outer space. There, would it require a force to set an object in motion? Answer is yes. A force still will be required. What is the difference? Here in gravitational field also, on the earth surface also you may think, to set one object in motion, a force is required. There also a force is required because an external force must be applied to overcome the inertia of a body. It is at rest. To set it in motion, a force is required, whether it's universally applicable. Wherever you are in space also it happens. But what is the difference? The difference is here in earth surface you are saying if you push it, it is motion has been started, the state has been changed. But after that also to keep it moving, a force has to be applied continuously, otherwise it will come to rest because there is a friction. Example is your bus or whatever, some fuel you have to put in that, right? It has to burn and supply the energy to push the bus all the time. If you don't put the petrol, it will not go automatically. So to keep it in motion also force is required here. But in space, since there is no kind of a gravitational force or frictional influences, there's nothing is there. Once To set an object in motion, a force is required, but once it is set in motion, you need not require any force to keep it going. It will go forever in the same direction with constant velocity. Now let us take up another example in form of a question, which gives, if a book is at rest on a horizontal table, weight of the body is cancelled by normal reaction. The normal force on the book is a self-adjusting force. Let's see what it says. Let us take a table. Let's take a table. On that there is a book. There is a book resting on the table. Weight of the body. See, you think of a free body diagram of this, or you just imagine what are the forces here. Earth pulls it down with the force, its own weight, right? The book's own weight, that is earth, is pulling it down with that force. Now, since the table surface is not allowing the book to move farther down, then the book pushes the table with a force equal to its weight, and as a result the table also pushes it in upward direction, which is called the normal reaction. Normal reaction, right? Now, weight of the body is cancelled by the normal reaction of the body of the table. This statement is correct, right? If it is not cancelled, if weight is more, this should make a hole in the table and it should go down. That's not happening. And if normal reaction is more, it should fly up. That also is not happening, because it is said a book is at rest on a horizontal table. Since this is at rest, then the normal reaction must cancel its weight, right? So statement A is correct. Let's read the statement B. The normal force on the book is a self-adjusting force. What does it say? Say this is having, let us say, weight of mass of 1 kg. Okay. Now 1 into G, 10 Newton force, with some force it is pushing, so normal reaction is there. Instead of that, if you put one more book on that of weight 1 kg, another kg you are putting. One more book you kept, 1 kg more. So 2 kg is there, and that is still at rest. That means the normal reaction has become 2 kg, right? If I keep another book of 1 kg on the top of that, okay? So if I put another 1 kg, then also it is at rest only. That means the normal reaction became 3 kg now. The total it is pushing down with the 3 kg force, and with the 3 kg downward force, and the normal reaction also became 3 kg now. That means whatever is the weight, according to that normal reaction is adjusting itself. It was 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, whatever load is being put, normal reaction becomes equal to that. That's why the normal reaction can be called a self-adjusting force. Read this statement. The normal force on the book is a self-adjusting force. B also is correct, right? C. So both A and B are correct. This is the right option. Both A, B are incorrect. This is not. Both A and B are correct. Let's take up another example in form of a question. Now, whatever questions we are discussing, may it be one example in form of a question, or actual numerically if we are discussing further also, your job is to pause the video, try it out yourself, you think for yourself, and whether it's right or wrong. After that you can continue seeing the video, okay? Then only you will grow. Now this question says, it's one figure is given. The figure shows a displacement time curve of the motion of a particle along the x-axis. A particle is moving along x-axis, and against the time that displacement is shown in one graph. For this time, what is the displacement? For this time, what are the displacements? We found some points in joint, and this is the figure. Figure shows displacement time curve of the motion of a particle along x-axis. Find the direction of the force acting on the particle. Simple. Over the direction of the force, xt curve, that is displacement time curve, the slope of xt curve is velocity. right? Now slope of xt curve, wherever you take it remains same only, right? Tan theta, wherever you take tan theta remains same only, so velocity is constant. And also you can see, since this is a straight line, only when the vt curve is not a straight line, then only it is not constant, that is velocity is not constant, it is changing. But if velocity displacement time curve is a straight line, then it is nothing but the expression of a constant velocity. Now what is acceleration? Acceleration is rate of change of velocity. At what rate velocity is changing, that is acceleration. Now if velocity is constant, acceleration is equal to 0. Now what is force? The force, quantitatively speaking, it's the mass of the body multiplied by the acceleration is the force. So force, there is a force only when there is an acceleration. If there is no acceleration, that means we have said it already, if there is a motion without any acceleration, zero acceleration, constant velocity it's moving, or a body is at a rest. In both these cases, let me say it's a uniform velocity. Either a body is in uniform velocity or a body is at a rest. In both these cases, the external agency on this, the force on this is 0. So if force is 0, what is the direction of that force has no meaning, right? So what it says, force acting along the particle. Find the direction of the force acting on the particle. So it's some directions are given, it's meaningless, x axis, y axis, along midway. So none will be the right answer. Is it clear?